Assalamu alaikum dear students, peace and blessings be on to you all. I am Saima, your English teacher, and I welcome you to one more grammar class. Today we are going to talk about tenses. In previous module we learned about the present tense and its kinds. Today we are going to learn about past tense and its kinds. So let's begin with the first kind of past tenses. The first tense in past we have is simple past, or it's also known as past indefinite. This word indefinite, it means uncertain or unsure. So dear students, as I mentioned in the previous present simple tense, that these simple tenses or these indefinite tenses, they mention the action which happens on the regular basis, which happens as a habitual action, where we do not particularly mention about the time of the action. So it could be a daily routine action. Here when we talk about simple past tense or past indefinite tense, it denotes the time of an action that used to happen in the past on habitual basis or regular basis or daily routine basis. Let me give you an example. For example, she always carried an umbrella with her. So here we are talking about someone's habitual action in the past, and that past action is denoted by the past form of verb carried. So this was a habitual action, someone's habitual action in the past. This is number one. Number two use that we have of simple past tense is that it denotes the time of an action that happened in the past. The effect is no more there. For example, when I was a child, I went to school, I went to office, mother cooked food. So all these actions, they happened in the past and the effect is no more felt now. Like, Sarah worked in a school. Okay, so in her past, Sarah worked in school. The cat jumped onto the wall. So these actions, worked, jumped, they indicate the time. Here the verb indicates the time of an action in the past, the time which is gone. One more use of simple past tense or past indefinite tense is that it is used to narrate a story. Used to narrate a story. For example, long ago, there lived a king. There lived a king. Okay, so here again we have the past form of verb. We are narrating a story, so in narrating a story we use simple past tense. So the three main uses of simple past tense or past indefinite is that these tenses indicate the time of an action that happened in the past, that happened sometime before, okay, and these tenses are usually followed by adverbs of time. For example, here I wrote she left the school. I write it here. She left the school last year. Last year. Here I mention last year. This last year is the adverb of past time. So simple past tenses or past indefinite tenses, they denote the time of an action that happened in the past and are usually followed by adverbs of past time. Second use is that simple past tenses are used to indicate, show the time of some habitual or regular action that used to happen on daily basis in the past. For example, I went to school, she always carried an umbrella, father ate food early, or those habitual actions like those. And then one more use I said is that it is used to narrate a story. Once upon a time there lived an old lady. These are the uses of simple past. Now let me show you the structure of simple past or past indefinite. Dear students, you are aware of the fact that verbs, they denote the time of an action, and for that they are of three types, three forms of verbs we have. We have present form, past form and past participle, depending upon the process of the action and depending upon the time of an action. So here we are talking about past tenses, so we are supposed to use past verbs. Let me show you the structure for a positive sentence. Positive sentence, here it goes like this. First you will write the subject. You know, subject is the person or the thing that we are talking about, or the doer of the action is known as subject, and then we use second form of verb, okay, past verb, past verb, past form of verb or second form of verb, and then we use object. Let me show you an example. Tina ate an apple. So here I am talking about an action that happened in the past, and the structure goes like this: subject plus second form of verb and object. Here Tina is our subject, ate is V2 or past form of verb, and apple is an object. Okay, dear students, so now let's make negative sentence with the same tense, past simple. Tina, let me give you example first, or let me show you the structure first. Here the negative sentence goes like this: subject plus did not plus. Then dear students, you have to remember one important point, that whenever we use this auxiliary did, we do not use past verb. Though the tense is in past tense, but when you are using this did, this auxiliary verb did, we do not use past form of the verb, we use present form of the verb. So subject plus did not plus V1, okay, present form of the verb. This you have to remember, present form of verb, and then object. So we can write like this: Tina, who is our subject here, did not. Now we cannot write did not ate an apple, because I told you when we are using this did, the auxiliary did, we have to use the first form of verb, and the first form of ate is, yes, you are right, it's eat. Tina did not eat an apple. Okay, dear students, so let's move to the interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence with simple present tense. Auxiliary verb did plus subject Since we are using did here, so again the verb will be in present form. Did plus subject plus V1 plus object. Any question? So let's understand with an example. Did, subject is Tina. Did Tina Verb 1, again eat. Did Tina eat an apple? So here, dear students, we understood the three type of sentences with the present simple or present indefinite tense. Positive sentence, the structure, the pattern of the sentence goes like this: subject plus past form of verb plus object. For example, Tina ate an apple, she wrote a letter, he worked hard. Negative, in negative we use subject plus then did not, and after you use this did, we do not use past form, we use the present form of the verb, that is V1, and object. Tina did not eat an apple, she did not work hard, we did not help them. Then the interrogative, it goes like did plus subject plus verb 1 and object. Did Tina, again verb 1, did Tina eat an apple? Did they work hard? Did you help them? Like this. So, let's move to the next form of past tense. Our second form of past tense is past continuous. Here, the name of the tense indicates that action happened in the past time, okay, time before now, and continuous indicates the progression of the action. That means when the action is not yet complete. So, past continuous tenses denote the time of an action that happened at some time in the past and was in progression and was still going on at that time. It was not complete. For example, if I ask you, what were you doing last night? You will say, I was reading a book, I was watching a television, it was getting darker. So, these are some of the actions that happened in the past, but the process of action was in continuous form. It was not done, it was not finished, it was not complete, it was still going on. For example, mother was cooking food. So this cooking of food, this is an action that happened in the past, but it was continuously going on. Mother was not done with her food, she was still cooking it. And one more example I show you. Children were reading. Children were reading books. Okay. So these examples, they indicate an action happening in the past and were in the progressive form. One more use of past continuous tense is that it describes an action which had started at some time in the past and was going on before some other action had started. For example, mother was baking a cake when we came back. So dear students, understand this point here. Here two actions are taking place. One action is that we came back here. We came back. So this is one action. So I said past continuous tenses are used at the time of an action that had happened at some time in the past and one more action took place. For example, this action here, we came back. When we came back, what was happening at that time? Mother was cooking, mother was baking a cake. So these are two uses of past continuous. I repeat, past continuous tenses denote the time of an action that happened in the past, that took place in the past and was in progressive form and was still going on. Second use is that it denotes the time of an action that began at some time in the past and the other action also took place. So, today in this module we learned about the usage of simple past tense and past continuous tenses. So, in the next module we shall be learning about the structure of past continuous and the next forms of past tenses. I hope you have understood it well. See you in the next class. Have a nice day.